Oh my! If you ask me whether I want to do this again,
In the world of motorsports, not only are there a multitude of different types of racing, but also different levels within each of the disciplines. Many of them have an easy-to-understand hierarchy. Formula cars are one of the best examples of this. They have Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2, and the pinnacle, Formula 1. Unfortunately, rallying hasn't been quite so straightforward. One of the other considerations when it comes to drivers moving from one level to the next is the safety of the drivers and ensuring they're prepared for the increased power and performance. The Formula cars make a gradual progression to more horsepower, less weight, and more downforce. With rally, it has been very different, starting off with low horsepower and two-wheel drive cars in the Junior WRC, then jumping to high horsepower all-wheel drive cars in WRC2, followed by a jump to the very high horsepower, high torque, high downforce top-level WRC car. Because of this, you would see young drivers really struggle to be competitive when they jumped up a level. It was most visible with the jump from WRC2 to the WRC car. Drivers who were competitive in the WRC2 car would struggle to trust the downforce of the top-level cars, which was one of the biggest competitive factors with them. Because of all of this, the FIA has devised a new simplified class structure that they call the Rally Car Pyramid. They've even added 2 new classes of cars to help make it easier for young drivers to work their way up through the levels and to also fill in the performance gaps between classes. The new classes of cars are Rally 5, Rally 4, Rally 3, Rally 2, and the pinnacle, Rally 1. Let's break down each of the levels, starting with Rally 5. Rally 5 is at the base of the pyramid both in price and performance. The guiding principle of this class is simplicity and low cost, keeping it simple to drive and work on. The first defining requirement of the Rally 5 car is that it needs to be two-wheel drive. The majority of these cars are front-wheel drive because it is a very good platform to learn the basics of driving a rally car. Many of the techniques translate well into all-wheel drive as well. The second notable aspect of the Rally 5 car is the power-to-weight ratio, which is 6 kilograms per horsepower or 13 pounds per horsepower. To achieve that, cars are required to be fitted with a 1.3-liter turbocharged engine or a 1.6-liter naturally aspirated engine, and they must weigh no less than 1,080 kilograms or 2,380 pounds. And, finally, the price cap on the Rally 5 car is set at €40,000. The cars that are homologated for Rally 5 are the Ford Fiesta, Renault Clio, and Citroën DS3. The Rally 5 is a great reasonably priced option to get into the sport. Rally 4 is the next step in the pyramid. The regulations for Rally 4 are based on the ones that the FIA had for Junior WRC, which has been used for the WRC Junior Championship for many years. This class is made up of cars like the Ford Fiesta, Peugeot 208, Opel Corsa, and a few others. It's a small step up from Rally 5. While the Rally 5 could be considered a production two-wheel drive car, the Rally 4 is considered a high-performance two-wheel drive car. The engine size is roughly the same, but the naturally aspirated engine is allowed to be up to 2 liters instead of 1.6. The power-to-weight ratio is lower at 5.1 kilograms per horsepower or 11 pounds. The biggest difference is what teams are allowed to modify on the cars. They maintain the looks and size of the road car on the outside, but underneath it all, the Rally 4 is a proper race car. They're allowed to be fitted with sequential gearboxes for quicker, easier shifts, and teams are permitted to tune the engines to produce 210 horsepower. No matter the engine size, all cars must be fitted with a 30mm turbo restrictor. They must all maintain the same size brake discs and wheels, and weigh a minimum of 1,080 kilograms or 2,380 pounds. The price for Rally 4 is capped at €70,000, and there is also a price cap on parts. The FIA wants Rally 4 to be a cost-effective high-performance car. Rally 3 is the newest and most exciting class that has been added to the pyramid. This car is the perfect bridge between junior WRC and WRC2 cars that has been needed for a long time. Before Rally 3, the jump from a two-wheel drive 210 horsepower car to four-wheel drive and 290 horsepower was a very steep learning curve. These cars are basically the Rally 4 car with four-wheel drive. Just like the Rally 5 and Rally 4, Rally 3 cars maintain the same body as the road car, but with the addition of the Rally 2 rear wing. Many of the regulations like the engine, brakes, suspension, and turbo restrictor are identical to Rally 4, so teams are able to transfer many of the parts between the two cars and keep more parts on hand rather than having bespoke parts for each. To be able to fit the four-wheel drive system, the cars obviously need to be modified underneath, but the track width and body need to be maintained. And while the capability and performance is increased over the Rally 4, the cost really isn't that much higher with a cap at €100,000. Keep an eye on the Rally 3 cars in the coming years. They will be very exciting to watch. The next car on the list that you're probably very familiar with by now is Rally 2, which is replacing the old WRC 2. Since the introduction of these cars in 2013, they have been wildly popular with more than 1,100 sold by 7 different manufacturers. These are very high performance compared to the last 3 cars we've seen. The car that the teams start with is essentially the same, but it is modified in many ways from there. The chassis is modified to incorporate the transmission tunnel and a fuel cell. The wheel arches and track width of the car are substantially wider. The rear suspension is converted into a pseudo-McPherson setup. The engine is also allowed to be modified to increase the power to 290 horsepower. While much of the car is modified with high-performance parts and materials, the four-wheel drive system is actually simplified with the lack of a center differential. Given the increased performance, the safety is increased as well. The doors must be fitted with at least 60 liters of high-density foam to help absorb energy in case of a lateral impact, and the seats must be made to a higher safety standard. While the Rally 2 car is the second highest level in the World Rally Championship, they are considered the highest level in many of the national championships around the world. Here in the USA, they've even gone on to beat the extremely dominant Subaru Motorsports cars that cost far more. And now we're on to the new pinnacle of the World Rally Championship, the all-new Rally 1. The replacement to the now-retired WRC car, Rally 1 is packed with technology and even more power than its predecessor. Since 2016, the top-level rally cars have featured spectacular aerodynamics that added another element to the already extreme performance of the cars. They have scaled back quite a bit on the aero in 2022, and if you want to know more about that, check out our Rally 1 vs WRC aero video. We'll link it in the description below. While the aero has taken a step back, power and technology have taken a big step forward with the introduction of the new hybrid power unit. The 1.6-liter turbo engine is similar to the previous generation and produces 380 horsepower, but the hybrid system boosts the power to over 500 horsepower at certain points throughout the rally stage. The Rally 1 car also features an MGUK similar to F1 cars that recuperates kinetic energy to provide increased power in the rally stages and to enable full electric mode in urban areas on transits between stages. Another step back from the 2016 car is the removal of the center differential. The four-wheel drive system is basically locked front to back like a four-wheel drive truck, so don't be surprised if you see the Rally 1 cars struggling to get around tight corners and understeering a lot more. Also new in 2022 is the safety cell, which came as a result of research projects undertaken by the FIA. The safety cells have all been standardized throughout all of the cars, and teams will build the exterior body panels around the space frame. Now, to round out the specs, the Rally 1 weighs in at 1,190 kilograms or just over 2,600 pounds and is required to have a power-to-weight ratio of 3.1 kilograms per horsepower, which is twice as good as the Rally 5. While some rally fans aren't happy about the new hybrid direction of WRC, when you look at the power and torque advantages and the fact that fans will still get to hear the fantastic sound of a WRC engine, I think it's a great move. Electric cars aren't forecasted to hit the rally stages anytime soon, so fans can rest easy with that in mind. Now there are a lot more details about each car, but it's a lot more than we can cover in one video, so keep an eye out for more videos about each of them. Let us know which of these cars you're most excited to see on the rally stages. Is it the Rally 1 or the brand new Rally 3? Thanks for watching another video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button and check out our past videos. Catch you in the next one.